The human body is a marvel of engineering, a complex network of bones, muscles, tendons, and organs designed for dynamic movement. Our ancestors walked long distances, hunted, gathered, and relied on their physical prowess for survival. This constant activity shaped our physiology, making movement as essential to our well-being as air and water. From the intricate structure of our feet, perfectly designed for balance and propulsion, to the powerful muscles in our legs and core, our bodies crave motion. Our circulatory system, responsible for delivering oxygen and nutrients throughout the body, functions optimally when we are active. Even our lymphatic system, crucial for removing waste and toxins, relies on movement to function correctly. Yet, in today's technology-driven world, we find ourselves increasingly tethered to chairs, spending hours on end in sedentary positions. This disconnect between our evolutionary programming and modern lifestyles has given rise to what many health experts are calling a sitting epidemic, with dire consequences for our physical and mental health. The modern workplace, with its emphasis on computers and desk jobs, has become a breeding ground for inactivity. We commute in cars, sit for hours at our desks, and then return home to spend our evenings in front of screens. This sedentary behavior has infiltrated our leisure time, replacing active pursuits with passive entertainment. Studies show that the average office worker sits for a staggering 15 hours per day. This prolonged sitting, often adopted for its perceived comfort and convenience, sets off a cascade of negative effects within the body. Muscles designed for movement weaken and atrophy, joints stiffen, and our metabolism slows to a crawl. What's more, the dangers of sitting extend far beyond mere muscle weakness or stiffness. Prolonged sitting has been linked to a higher risk of obesity, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, certain types of cancer, and even premature death. It seems that our bodies, designed for movement, rebel when forced into a state of perpetual stillness. The negative impacts of prolonged sitting are not isolated to one specific area of the body. They trigger a domino effect that impacts us from head to toe. Let's start with the spine, the central support structure of our body. When we sit for extended periods, especially with poor posture, the natural curvature of our spine is compromised. This slumped position puts undue pressure on the intervertebral discs, the cushions that act as shock absorbers between the vertebrae. Over time, this can lead to disc degeneration, herniation, and chronic back pain. Furthermore, the hunched-over posture we often adopt while sitting compresses the chest cavity, restricting lung capacity and limiting oxygen intake. The nervous system also bears the brunt of prolonged sitting. Nerves that run through the hips and legs can become compressed, leading to numbness, tingling, and pain. Blood vessels are also affected, as sitting for long periods slows blood flow and increases the risk of blood clots, particularly in the legs. Section 4. A grim reality, sitting and chronic disease. The link between prolonged sitting and chronic disease is well established and alarming. Studies have shown that people who sit for extended periods have a significantly higher risk of developing heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. This increased risk is attributed to a number of factors, including decreased insulin sensitivity, elevated blood sugar levels, and unhealthy cholesterol levels, all of which are exacerbated by inactivity. Furthermore, research has linked prolonged sitting to an increased risk of certain types of cancer, including colon, endometrial, and lung cancer. While the exact mechanisms behind this connection are still being investigated, it is believed that chronic inflammation, altered hormone levels, and reduced immune function may play a role. The impact on our brain is equally concerning. Reduced blood flow and oxygen to the brain, a consequence of prolonged sitting, can impair cognitive function, memory, and focus. Studies have shown that prolonged sitting is associated with a higher risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Section 5. Fight back. Simple steps for a healthier life. The good news is that combating the negative effects of sitting is often as simple as incorporating more movement into our daily routines. We don't necessarily need strenuous workouts or hours at the gym. Small changes can make a big difference. One of the easiest ways to reduce sitting time is to stand up and move around for a few minutes every hour. Set a timer on your phone, use a fitness tracker, or simply make a conscious effort to get up and stretch, walk around the office, or take the stairs instead of the elevator. Incorporate walking meetings, stand while talking on the phone, or invest in a standing desk that allows you to alternate between sitting and standing throughout the day. Outside of work, find activities you enjoy that involve movement, such as hiking, dancing, swimming, or gardening. Make it a family affair by going for walks together, playing active games, or simply encouraging each other to move more throughout the day. Remember, movement is medicine, and by making small changes to incorporate more activity into our lives, we can reap significant rewards for our physical and mental well-being.